This referendum is putting Britain's future as a nuclear military power in the spotlight. Scotland is home to the UK's Trident missiles, and as Richard Bestick reports, independent Scotland would order Trident out of the country, leaving the government in London with a very big headache.
Marching to an uncertain future as the pipers call the tune in the last days of campaigning for and against Scottish independence. Here on the high road over Britain's Trident nuclear missile base, the arguments come down to national defence. Victory for those campaigning for an independent Scotland would mean the submarines carrying Britain's nuclear warheads had just 5 years to pack up and leave. When in the 90s Britain's Ministry of Defence upgraded this base, it took a decade. The idea that it can be moved out and resited within the 5 years demanded by the independence campaign is, according to some, just not possible. At the Royal United Services Institute in London, the country's oldest military think tank, they admit it would create huge problems for the UK government.
One of the first things they would have to do is come to some type of flexible agreement with the UK in how they would move this base over. Importantly, if Scotland votes for independence and the UK tries to relocate it, then there's going to be a very, very loud national debate over where these things are going to go and whether or not they're worth it.
And they agree in the 3 decades-old peace camp outside the missile base. Independence for Scotland could reopen the entire debate over Britain's nuclear capability.
I think any mooted alternative site would find that it was being challenged on every level possible. I'd expect possibly even new peace camps to be appearing to contest that process.
Both yes and no use Trident as a core campaign issue.
It's a bit of a bonus, to be honest with you. This is the only opportunity we've got. We've tried for years to get rid of Trident.
We have a lot of people who are coming to our stall day after day, intent on voting no because they want to save the jobs.
And indeed there are 8,000 jobs at the base to be considered. But the challenge for the UK government will be its international commitments to NATO and the UK's place in the world as a nuclear power. Richard Bestick, CCTV, at the Trident missile base in Scotland.